Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's episode. It takes time for me to just recognize that um, it started to record. All right. So, today we are going to talk about week 6 of my PCOS weight loss. And I must say that a lot of things happened, and I have actually gained weight. I was 54.3 last Wednesday, and today I am 55. And obviously, instantly, I would want to indulge in shame. It's like, you did it wrong. You should have known better and all of that. But I'm like, gonna like tell my shame part to like, okay, thank you very much for your criticism and your shaming and your judgment. And you're gonna just go and take yourself somewhere else, because that's one of the commitments I have made to myself, that from now onwards, for the rest of my remaining life, if I'm going to live till say 92 like my grandmother, I am not going to shame myself. And most women, when they enter postmenopause, when they all become grandmas and stuff, they just stop caring. Like they don't care anymore, and they don't shame themselves. Like they take full ownership for who they are. Like most grandmas, that's why they are like wise, right? Like they finally allowed themselves to um, be who they are. You don't need to wait to become a grandmother to access that kind of wisdom. Having gray hair does help to sort of remind me that, I have that sort of wisdom. But you can just decide that, I'm not gonna like shame myself ever. Because if in fact I'm gonna like just like choose to be in delight of who I am for the remaining life. But all this is good when we speak about it. Let's come to like what actually happens unconsciously. So intentionally I would say words like, I'm not going to shame myself, but almost 70 to 80% of my day, including yours, probably is controlled by the critic and the judge and the one who's shaming you. And we need to keep an eye on that. We need to change those unconscious belief systems. All right, so I gained 700 grams. Why did that happen? Well, I would like to blame the long weekend that we had here. And if you had seen our last episode, which was where I had predicted that, there's going to be a long weekend, and I had some strategies. But I don't think I strategized so well, which is fine, actually, because we are in no rush, right? Like I'm in no rush. Like I've given myself end of this year, like December 2025, that much time, luxurious time to lose just like another 5 kilos. I had to lose 7. I have lost 2 kilos. I just have to lose another 5 kilos. I've given myself. Now there is June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 6 more months to lose just 5 kilos. And I want to just highlight one thing, like for those people who want to lose a lot of weight, it's so much easier because they are probably consuming a lot of flour and sugar, a lot of refined foods. When they cut it off, so they start losing weight really fast. But those who are in the last 5, 6 kilos margin, or last 10 pounds, 8 to 10 pounds, those are the hardest, because you are already at your so-called healthy body size, right? Like everything is in alignment, but there is like still this desire to be at a number. And it's really hard to shake up your metabolism to get to that weight loss. So I have to like tell myself regularly that it's okay. It takes time. It's the hardest thing. You have done it in the past, you can do it again. But it's still, you are growing older. Like when I did it last time, I was 5 years back, right? I was in my 30s. Now I'm in my 40s. And as you grow older, insulin resistance just comes. Like these chronic illnesses, age related illnesses just come. So no wonder it's harder. All right. So why did I gain weight and why didn't I lose weight? Was number one, the long weekend. Um, Second was I didn't really stick to my plan. My plan was to fast till breakfast and then not have any refined food. So, no bread, no rotis, and no sugar, no snacking between meals, no sweetener, no snacking after dinner. 4 days, I didn't follow my plan. So, that is just the reason why I gained weight is because I did something which was not on plan. Primary reason. The plan was not a problem. I just didn't follow it. And I think there were 3 days when I didn't even write about it. I completely forgot. Not even forgot. Like I just like didn't prioritize it. I dismissed it, dismiss it, dismiss it. So there is no entry in my food journal for many days. Apart from that, because I started having little sugar here and there, the cravings after dinner started to increase a lot. And I would like literally snack in bed. And another reason why that was happening was because I was watching a show which is around food. The show is called The Bear. It is about this chef who's crazy, who regularly has panic attacks, but he's like a Michelin star chef and how crazy they are. And it's a fantastic show. I love it, but it goes into ups and downs. It's just like boring. When is like the good stuff going to happen? But there's food in it. So there is that issue. It just would like constantly remind me to eat. And lastly, I got my period. And that just happens, right? Like I knew I'm premenstrual. I knew that cravings increase. So like this all just became an excuse to just eat more flour and sugar at night, especially. Now, I had planned something amazing long for the long weekend. Not it wasn't amazing. I wouldn't say that it was my best work, but there were many factors which I was aware of, but I didn't really want to address it. And there were three main things basically. Like my husband who will want to celebrate each day. My kid is still a kid. She's 7. She doesn't care. But my husband has strong belief systems around food. He likes to celebrate with food. Like he just knows like he's like my ideal client, but he doesn't want to get coached. So I don't touch him. I keep on nagging around him, but then I don't force him to do what I'm doing or what I ask my clients to do because, let's be honest, he's not paying me. I'm not gonna do free coaching on him. He's allowed to do whatever he's doing. He's responsible. He knows what he's doing. I just will remind him like you know what you're doing and he will just ignore me, of course. But I live with someone like that who wants to celebrate with food, even when we are not Muslims, even when we don't celebrate Eid, even when no, there's no reason to like, like there is no religion in this. Celebration means celebration. So there was that one big obstacle. The second obstacle was like I was feeling guilty for not leaving town because it was a long weekend. And I realized that I could have gone home or I could have gone for a short vacation somewhere and I didn't. So there was that guilt, even when I had clients all 4 days I was coaching. And still my brain chooses to offer me guilt. Like I could have said no to my clients, but I'm like, the guilt will come to attack me even when I'm doing the right thing, as per me. And the last thing was there was scarcity around food because I didn't know that I was feeling this way. But anytime such things happen, like vacations, holidays, someone comes around, my brain will just be like, let's go all in. Forget about planning, forget about weight loss, forget about everything. Let's just eat whatever we want. That part just came out. So I could have predicted these things ahead of time, but then I didn't. And now we're gonna do some prospective work so that in future I might be better prepared. So these are basically my obstacles around my weight loss goal or even my health and well-being. So how do I solve them? How am I going to solve them? Now understand that everything we do when the food goes in our mouth is because it's an action we are taking, right? And when I'm taking that action of eating something, I have an option to like keep it back. It's the easiest thing to do. Just don't eat it. But that's not what happens, right? you will continue taking that action of eating something which is especially like sweet, savory, crunchy, baked goods, all of that, right? Like because it feels so good. They feel so good. Why do they? So our brain remembers. There's such dopamine response attached to these foods that it remembers. And when it remembers, it will keep on giving you thoughts which will inspire you to go and get it. Thoughts like, I want it. I want this. I want this. I want this now. Have you seen that guy who'll buy? He will see something on like some ad of some product and he will see it and he'll be like, I want this product now. He'll tap his credit card and then he'll go and get that product and then he'll review it and then he'll decide whether it's good or not. But that's exactly what we feel. I want it now. But if we can tap into that sort of belief system and change that thinking to like, okay, I don't want it now. It's okay. I want it now, but I'm not going to eat it anyway. Like that language needs to change. We need to change our language around food. And when I'm talking about these things, my brain is listening. When I write about it, when I prepare for this, my brain is listening. I'm expanding the language around why I should not be having flour and sugar because of whatever ill effects it has on my future. So, the first obstacle, well, about my husband, let's see. Like, that's something which I didn't address, right? Like, you might have a husband who likes to celebrate food, or you might have friends who like to celebrate with food. And every time you stick to your plan, you are probably contradicting them, right? Like, you're not engaging with their celebration. And we predict at a very non-verbal animal level that they'll be upset with us. So I have to tell myself that I have to let my husband be upset if I don't eat, if I don't participate in a celebration of eating whatever he wants to eat. In fact, he's gotten pretty good at being okay with letting me eat whatever I want and he gets to eat whatever he wants. He likes it when I eat his food and when I engage in eating some rubbish with him. He likes it, but he doesn't like it doesn't stop him. Like if I decide to eat something healthy, it doesn't stop him from like not having whatever he wants to have. He's pretty okay. So it was technically not him who made me eat all those foods on the weekend, it was me because that part of me wanted to enjoy a restaurant meal every day. That's the one who was scarce, who was feeling scarcity, who feels that I'm never going to feed her something nice. And she wanted that freedom to eat whatever I want. So what we had, like we had Wednesday, Thursday. So Wednesday I recorded the podcast, but Wednesday night it started, right? Because the holiday was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My husband was at home the whole 4 days, and I wanted to just like have like amplify the good feelings. So what I did was Wednesday we ordered Chinese, which was fine. There's some protein in it, but there was some rice and there was some, I didn't like the taste of it. So I just had a very little of it. And I didn't, the chicken in it was not good at all. I actually got loose motions the next day. So I literally threw all of that Chinese because I was like, I'm not going to give it to my kid as well. It's just gone. But we ordered Chinese, and I would have to remember these things because I don't like to waste food. I mean, I wanted to give it to someone, but I was like, no, I can't harm them. So I just literally had to throw that food. So Wednesday we had Chinese. Thursday was my usual food, but my husband went out with my kid and they went and got banana bread. And there was kurkure, in case you remember my love affair with kurkure. So I had my usual healthy food, but then I also had this one whole banana bread and kurkure. And then Friday we went out to eat in this place called Central in Yas Bay. It was really nice. I loved it. I had some chicken wings. I had a burrito bowl. It was all healthy, except for the two mango margaritas. Now, the mango, I know it was not natural mango. It was sugary. It was so sweet, those margaritas, that I didn't have dessert because we were planning to have this Pop City popsicle as dessert on our way back. But I didn't have that because the mango margarita was so sweet. My daughter was so upset because she didn't get her ice cream. There was a very long line, and I was like, no. And then Friday, yeah, Saturday we went to Sangeeta. Now, Sangeeta has been our Indian go-to place. Almost like every alternate Saturdays, we will go there for breakfast. Their mini tiffin, the dosa, and everything. The filter coffee is just like such a beautiful experience for me, for all of us. And then I had that in the morning, and then in the evening, normally Saturdays, I allow myself to eat something not so healthy. So we ordered a burrito bowl because Central Burrito was like so good. So I thought I'll have the burrito bowl. And I had some churros with it. Churros are like this dessert, Mexican dessert, which is like just like donut, dunked, but like long shape. So, and Sunday luckily was my usual. I didn't order anything and I didn't eat any takeaways or anything, just the usual food. So of all these days, I enjoyed mostly the burrito bowl in Central, the chicken wings, and the Cheetos. The Cheetos were really good. But the rest of the foods actually harmed me. Like the Chinese got me loose motions. The banana bread swelled up my nose instantly. And because I ate fast, I didn't get an opportunity to like stop eating. If I had eaten slowly, mindfully, enjoying that banana bread, I would have recognized that my nose is swollen and I would have had an opportunity to stop eating it or at least assess what's happening. Along with that, there was some drama happening around that time, and I literally finished the remaining kurkure while being in bed, while watching a show. I was so uncomfortable with my allergies and the kurkure, whatever in it. I could not sleep. Like I could not breathe while sleeping. It was so bad. I had to literally like tell myself that you're okay, you're safe, nothing has gone wrong. This will settle. And I had to calm myself, regulate myself, and I fell asleep. So that was the banana bread was so tasty, but it had dairy in it probably, which worsened my allergies. Now, Sangeeta is like a weird place. I love it. I love the dosa. I love the chutney. I mean, i- if you want to know where I am on Saturday mornings, that's where I am. So I don't think I'm ever gonna like not go to Sangeeta. I mean, that is one of the reasons why I live in UAE, especially Abu Dhabi, because I love the city Sangeeta a lot. I didn't like the Sangeeta. I don't think they had Sangeeta in Dubai. I never went to a Sangeeta in Dubai, but Abu Dhabi one, yum. I would just like, I think, I don't know how long I'm going to live there. Um, the burrito bowl in the evening was not so good from, I don't know what place you ordered, but the churros were just amazing. There was really no bad effect on my body apart from the water retention and the weight gain. Nothing went wrong. Um, so what would I do next time, right? Like I have recognized which foods were good and which foods were not good. So I'll have to be very conscious. Like the one thing which I've told myself is weekend, no weekend, vacation, no vacation, holidays, people coming, nothing, no problem. You just have to avoid flour and sugar. That's my overall arching understanding. Intermittent fasting till you lose the weight. Once I have reached my goal weight, I might introduce a breakfast and I might have 3 meals a day. I'll have to experiment with that. But for now, I would have to build the practice of at least fasting till dinner, but even more than that, because that the timings of the food and the proportions and all can change. But the foundation of health and well-being is to stay away from refined carbohydrates. They are, and dairy for me, because dairy is really worsening my allergies. I'm just like, and even banana. Banana. Somebody told me that I was giving banana to my kid like all the time because it has so many good things, right? And she would not like sneeze or anything, like nothing is to happen to her. But then she would keep getting allergies. She would getting flu and viruses. So we finally decided, my father, my mother-in-law, everyone was like, don't give her banana. And we stopped the banana, and she has been so good. And we are like, oh my God, banana is so amazing. But what can I say? We can't. And that's happening for me as well. I was always allergic to banana as a kid. Like the moment I have a banana, my nose will swell up. So a doctor had told me that to freeze the banana or to boil the banana and then have it because those allergens are like killed or something. So you won't respond. And then I started slowly eating bananas. And then obviously the desire to eat something is so high that you don't recognize the allergic reactions, right? So banana is out. That was another issue, right? So I have to recognize that, okay, I have to know the foods which cause me allergies. I have to know, stay away from refined foods because they just help cause me weight gain, water weight gain. Keeps me in storage mode. It worsens my cravings. Those are like the after effects of it. So I just have to stop it because the emotional dependence comes in. Like imagine if you're a smoker and you don't want to smoke, if you have one cigarette, you're going to have the second one and the third one. Same goes for alcohol. It's addictive. Sugar is addictive. Refined carbohydrates are addictive. Anyone who's selling you and who's telling you the benefits of it, not really. No benefit. Even my affair with sweeteners, like, what is the nutritional benefit of a sweetener? Why am I having it? It's purely emotional because I will like the sweetness. I'll have to work on that. So, no matter what weekend, weekdays, wherever I am, I have to train my brain to not have refined foods, sugar, and sweetness, basically. If I want any kind of sweetness, it has to be with a fruit, just one fruit a day. That's it, nothing else. So I need to work on this. Now, also, I have to like just work on this week. The one of the experiments I'm going to run, I'm not going to change my plan. It's going to stay as is because I didn't really follow it. So I'm going to follow it this week, but I'm going to take off sweetener from my tea, coffee, and all of that. I've added full fat cream. Last whole week, I was having coffee with full fat cream in the mornings. And I've taken off sweetener because sweetener just like increases my cravings to have more cups of teas. And at the end of the day, I see so many cups in the basin and I'm like, that's not good. Why do you waste time doing that? Right. So that's something which I'm going to work on. I have to remember my reasons. Why am I doing this? Right? My reasons for weight loss in this chapter of my life is because I want to gift myself that 50 kilos weight once and for all. It is a number which will be maintained for the rest of my life. I know as I grow older, there is going to be insulin resistance. There is that where you keep gaining weight. But like I think after 70s, people literally start shrinking. So I might start shrinking and I might have to change the way I eat. But even like in my 70s, if I'm going to start shrinking, I want to not shrink, right? So I need to learn how to build muscle so that it's not just the fat, but like each muscle is like strong. I have built it. I have made it stronger. So that's my goal, like to remove the sugar influence, take care of insulin resistance because my brain will be definitely sharper with that and build muscle, nourish my body with foods that make me feel fueled. I want to regulate my hormones for at least 10 years because after that, menopause is coming. But at least till then, and even after then, I want to regulate my hormones. I never want to think that I don't take good care of my body. I want to inspire others of their well being. And once I have these reasons in place, it will be easier to allow cravings, allow urges to eat something on weekends or anytime, right? So this week, okay, what else is remember? Yeah. Also, you have to get curious about every time. So I had to get curious about every time I ate something unplanned. Like overall, I know what the plan is. Still, I chose to eat, right? Because every night now, weekend is over, it's almost Wednesday, and still I see myself. munching on like hazelnut butter at night. And that's because I'm watching this gourmet show. It's called The Bear. I don't generally watch food related shows, but this was like just too good. My husband was like, "You have to watch it. It's like really good." And it's about the chef who is very he's very anxious. He has a lot of trauma. And they keep showing all these food images. So I think that's what is causing me to eat so much of that food. So I have to watch myself around. Now, I'm not going to stop watching this show. I'm going to watch it, but I'm also going to be very much consciously aware that my urges and my cravings to eat something are going to be there, and I just don't eat it. I have to remember what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and I just have to learn to say no to myself. I might have to do some 5 breaths before going for the food, or I might have to close my eyes and sit for like 5 minutes for that urge to dissipate from my body. So that's my plan. Regarding periods, periods do increase cravings a lot. And this is a chemical thing. This is gonna probably happen again next month. But one thing happened, which was like ecstatic. Like my period has been so irregular. Not irregular. I was getting frequent periods, like almost 20 days, 21 days, and spotting. I mean, this was going on for almost 1.5 year after my ruptured ovarian cyst. It was just not regulating. And when I started to lose this weight, when I took off completely flour and I started walking in the sun, this month it came at 28 days. 28 days. Last month it was like 22 days. And before that it was like 26 days. This month, 28 days. And I remember this had happened when I had taken off flour and sugar last time when I lost the weight. My periods became clock work. So that's the power of no flour, no sugar. Your period will become clockwork. And I was like, I was crying that this thing, I thought this thing is perimenopause, it's menopause, and I'm never gonna have like regular period, and I'm gonna bleed heavily, and I'm gonna need hormones, and I'm gonna need surgery. And I'm so happy. All I had to do was just manage my mind around flour and sugar, and my periods regulate. It might also be the sun and the vitamin D because the hormones get synthesized under the skin when you're exposing to sun. So I'm going to keep doing that and no flour, no sugar. But I was so happy that this happened. And I think, it's a pattern in me. When I'm happy, I want to amplify that happiness with food. So the cravings kept coming, and I was like, yes, it's the weekend, let's amplify it. And I did that. But premenstrual cravings is a chemical thing. But if you don't have flour and sugars, the cravings reduce instantly, right? Because the brain is like, oh, there is no sugar. So once you have sugar, it remembers that you can access sugar and sugar feels good. So you're just going to keep getting it. But if you don't have flour and sugar, the cravings reduce. So I'm going to have to be very, very mindful because at least 10 years, I'm hoping I might have my period. I'm hoping because I want to not become menopausal so early. My mom became menopausal when she was like 47, 48 or something, and I'm 44 right now, so maybe in 4 years it might happen. But if I keeping off flour and sugar, there is some study which says that the stem cells release from ovary as well, and you might, if you are always in a ketogenic state, ketosis, you might recover some ovarian cell function and you might delay the menopause. So let's see. I'm going to work on that. So periods do increase the craving. So I have to remember that I'm training my body and my brain for the next chapter in my life. And I have to practice that all that I'm eating now is vegetables, proteins, and good fats as my primary food source. I don't want to have any sugar or refined foods in the next chapter of my life. This would demand training, right? Because this is not what I did for all my life. I have to train myself to do this. So my plan for this coming week is like basically have 3 liters of water. In that, one glass would be like with electrolytes, 1 scoop electrolytes, 2 cups of coffee with full fat cream, no sweetener, First meal will be by around 1 p.m., which would be basically two boiled eggs for this week. I like boiled eggs. I was adding mayonnaise in it, which has sugar. It was so sweet. Instead, I'm just gonna have boiled eggs and salt, pepper. I'm gonna put some nuts and olive oil, so good fats. That fat is also a good source of energy, but if you're gonna use fat as a good source of energy, you'll have to keep the carbohydrates really low. Otherwise, you'll die with a heart disease. Apart from that, 1 cup of tea with cream and no sweetener. I don't particularly like tea without sugar, so I don't know how long I would have tea. Let's see. Dinner would be brown rice, lesser portion because I want to keep the carbohydrates lesser than at least 50 grams a day, or preferably 20 grams a day. Dal and fish or chicken, veggies, and some fruit, some dark chocolate with a sweetener. Either that, or I might have to go for like a 80%, 84% dark chocolate. It's good, it's bitter, but let's see. Oh, I just got that one. Dinner needs to be had mindfully. That is the key, without any devices, without any shows, because then I register that I've eaten my food and then I won't have cravings more. So this is the plan. Dark chocolate is something on my eyes. Like my attention is on dark chocolate. It has some sweetener in it. Okay, let's see. I'll keep it for a week until I finish it, whatever I have, and then I will probably get the next chocolate would be like without a sweetener, just maybe like 84%. I used to have that. I might have that. All right. So that's my plan. I have crossed 6 weeks and I've lost 2 kilos so far. Not bad. Um, there is success in it. And I can't wait to lose weight and take off flour and sugar completely and just access the other side of life, which is without emotional foods. Now, if you are someone who wants support around dealing with your emotional eating in PCOS, please reach out to me. This is a long process. It takes time. Get started as early as possible. It's gonna get better, it's gonna stay longer, and you will learn a lot about yourself once you stop eating your emotional foods. All right, that's it for today. I will see you next week. Bye.